Back at Fort Morgan High School, Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel getting ready here for the start of the boys' game with the Elizabeth Cardinals. The standings in the Colorado 7 League has Vista Pica on top 8-0. Elizabeth comes in next at 5-2. Fort Lupton at 4-4. Fort Morgan 3-3. Skyview at 3-4. Weld Central at 2-5, and Englewood 0-7. And Fort Morgan will be going to Englewood later on the 13th. The Elizabeth boys come in just out of the top 10 in ranking in the boys basketball. The leading scorer for the Elizabeth Cardinals is Gavitt at 23.5 points.
And now, introducing the starting lineup for Elizabeth.
Looks like they're going to do the
number 1, Trevor Fox.
Introductions here for they were lined up to do the national anthem, and they are going to do the starting lineups here. So the Fort Morgan starting lineup is brought to you by Blodorn Lumber. At blodornlumber.com, browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Whether you're a contractor or painting your living room, at Blodorn Lumber, you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Visit Blodorn Lumber in Fort Morgan at 130 State Street. So starting lineups for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is senior Tony Slutzig, freshman Kate Kimball, junior Joey Snyder, Wes Anderson is senior, and number 33 is junior Eric Kimball for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. The Elizabeth Cardinals come in 12-6, 5-2 in league. They average 73.1 points a game. They give up 64.5 points a game. The Fort Morgan Mustangs average 53.1 points a game, give up 54 points a game. In league play, though, the Fort Morgan Mustang boys are giving up 60 points in league competition. The Elizabeth boys are giving up 62 points per game in league, so they brought down their little bit better defense right here in the league. So the opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. And we're ready to tip here as Gavitt wins for the Mustangs, but tipped away, or for the Cardinals, but tipped away by the Mustangs. Now Tony Swetzik, left corner out to Kimball, Tate Kimball, now over to brother Eric. Back to Tate. Fort Morgan gets it into Anderson. Now back out to Tate Kimball. Eric Kimball, right wing, picks it up. Anderson, give and go into Anderson, but it's going to be off of Gavitt. And Gavitt did not play in that first game down at Elizabeth. I'm not sure what the problem was there, but he's our leading scorer at 23.5 points. Only played in 11 games so far for the Cardinals. And Gavitt coming in.
Just hit a 3.
Now they just lost the scoreboard again. So a 3 by Swetzik starts it off. Having issues with the clock tonight. Back up again, 7:21 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan up 3-0. Jake Gavitt is a 6'4" junior, so he will be back next year.
We had problems with the scoreboard in the girls' game, and now we're still having some issues trying to reboot the scoreboard here.
Now it seems to be working. They just ran another second off the clock, so it must be up and going now for the play clock here. Now they're going to call a hand check foul out front, and that's going to go against Tony Swetzik. That will be the first team foul and first foul tonight in the game. Into Gavitt. Gavitt's little jumper is up and no good. Rebounded by Schneider. Now pass underneath to on the go to Tate Kimball. So Fort Morgan up 5-0 here. Now as Boss kicks it over to the corner to Gavitt for a three, and it's up and no good. Rebounded by Boss, but knocked out of bound by Boss. So now Gavitt gets his shoe tied, and Elizabeth will put on the full court press here, get it into Tate, now to Eric, now back over to Eric. Get it down court to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik back to Schneider. Anderson's pass is going to be tipped away by Gavitt. Now taken away by Anderson. Anderson going down the left side. He kicks it off to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball's little runner's up and good off the backboard. So a nice little lead here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Nice hustle here. They look to get it into Gavitt. Now Severinsen drives it. Gavitt. Shot is up and no good. Pass back out to Christensen. Now to Severinsen, now to Gavitt for the three. He drives it down the right baseline. They're going to call a push foul on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. And that will go against Wes Anderson. So 2 team fouls on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Get it into Gavitt. That shot, he's coming up just a little short on that inbounds lob. Now Tate Kimball with it up court, gets it to Swetzik. Back to Kimball. Now to Schneider, left corner, back out to Kimball. Anderson at the free throw line, drives it down the lane. His little shot is up and no good, rebounded by Gavitt. Gets it out to Boss. Boss brings it down now to back to Gavitt, and Gavitt's little layup is going to be up and good. Now Fort Morgan, Tate Kimball takes it all the way down the court. Blocked, but taken away by Anderson, now taken away by Boss, now to Gavitt. Gavitt's going to drive it down the lane. His shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded, though, by Elizabeth. Their shot up and no good. Now Tate Kimball drives it down the lane, kicks it out to Anderson, but there's going to be a foul called in the lane. It looks like that's going to go on Boss, his first.
Looks like Fort Morgan will call a timeout.
We'll see if it's a 30-second timeout. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So the boys coming out here running and gunning here. They've been off since their last game was a week ago Tuesday. It's been about an 11-day layoff for them. And they're coming out and hustling up and down the court, putting some points on the board.
Must have got some good practice time in that week. Because it's looking like it's going to pay off.
This is kind of what they look like, the start of the season, and they kind of...
We have a kickball by Elizabeth.
Kind of tapered off a little bit. Now it looks like maybe they're getting their second wind here, at least to start this game. Now Swetzik to inbounds. Gets it into Tate Kimball. Kimball to the free throw line. His pass is tipped, but controlled by Swetzik. Now back to Swetzik. Eric Kimball drives it into the lane. His little shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded though by Gavitt. Gavitt hustles down court. It's going to be up and no good by Stone. Knocked out of bounds by Elizabeth. Fort Morgan to retain possession.
It's a good hustle back by the Mustangs. Elizabeth tried that fast break, and the Mustangs got back and kind of got in their way and stopped that.
Now Tony Swetzik to Tate Kimball, right wing. Wes Anderson straight away, now over to Eric Kimball, left wing. Eric Kimball drives it down the lane, kicks it out to Tate, but apparently hit the sideline. Another turnover by the Mustangs here. Can't have too many empty possessions here for the Mustangs against a team of the caliber of these Elizabeth Cardinals. They average, when they're averaging 73 points a game. So now, the ball is off to Christensen. Now to Urick. Going to be a block on the shot. They're going to call a foul on Joy Snyder. And that will send Aaron Stone to the line to shoot 2. Aaron Stone on the year. First one is rolls out. Aaron Stone is 67% from the free throw line. He's 34 of 51 from the free throw line. As we said, Gavitt was their leading scorer. In 11 games, he scored 258 points. Trevor Boss has scored 213. The second one is good by Stone. So 7-3 in favor of the Fort Morgan Mustangs with 3:53 to go, first period. Kimball to Anderson to Swetzik. Now, a nice three from the left side by Eric Kimball. Nice possession there by the Mustangs. Passing the ball now, TJ Bauer into the game for the Mustangs. Joey Snyder comes out. Like a good block, but they're going to call a foul on the shot. That's going to go on Wes Anderson, so he may be coming out here shortly. That sends Logan Weber to the line.
It looked like a good block from Anderson.
First shot is off the back of the rim and no good for Weber. So Henry Weimer in for Anderson. Henry Weimer, a 6'5" senior for the Mustangs. Logan Weber's next shot is also no good. Rebounded by Weimer. Gets it out to Swetzik. He gets across half court, hustles it down. Now to TJ Bauer from the left side. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded though by Aaron Stone. Now Elizabeth in the front court here. Boss with the ball. Get it into the corner to Weber. Being guarded by Kimball. Pass back out to Jake Boss. Now Trevor with it. Ryan White into the game for the Cardinals. It's going to be a travel. It looks like the shot was blocked and he came back down with it.
He didn't expect it to be in his hands when he was coming back down and just kind of fell back in his hands as he stepped on the line.
Not sure. I think Henry Weimer got the block on that.
Good defense by Weimer.
Yep. So 10-3 for the Mustangs. TJ Bauer, three-point line, gets it out to Kimball. Now over to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball inside the arc. Gets it across court, but his pass is going to be stolen and knocked out of bounds by Tate Kimball. So possession to the Cardinals with 2:28 to go. Mustangs lead 10-3. Now Severinsen passes it out to Christensen. Christensen drives it down the lane. His little shot is going to be up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded by, taken away from Eric Kimball. Now a three from straight away is up and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Down to Tony Swetzik, left corner. Oh, and Swetzik pass into the middle is going to be taken away by Weber. Christensen down the left lane is going to be taken away, but Gavitt's going to go up for a shot, and it's going to be no good. But I believe there's going to be a foul on Weimer. They do give it to Henry Weimer for his first. So Gavitt will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot is off the front of the rim. Brush Grocery Cart. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. So Gavitt's next shot is in. He is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 10-4 with a minute 46 to go here in the first period for the Mustangs. Tate Kimball drives down the lane, but his shot is blocked by Gavitt. Nice hustle back by Eric Kimball as he intercepts the pass. Polawalio into the game for the Mustangs. Eric Kimball now a 3 from straight away is going to be short and off the front of the rim. Rebounded by TJ Bauer. His shot is no good, but he was fouled on the play, and I believe that's going to go against Weber. That will be Weber's first, so TJ Bauer to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Mustangs.
The Cardinals only have 2 team fouls, 5 for the Mustangs.
First one is good for TJ. Excuse me. So 11-4 now for the Mustangs. A minute 25 to go, first period. Next one also good by Bauer. Rolls around and goes in. So a nice start here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, up 12-4. Drive down the lane by Severinsen. Picks it up now to Gavitt down the lane. Oh! Looked like a nice block by Weimer. The ref out front called it. The guy underneath thought it was a good block. They're going to call a foul on Weimer. So Gavitt will go back to the line to shoot 2. So that shot is up and good by Gavitt. Ray O'Connor in for Henry Weimer. Central Auto Parts, you want your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them. Purchase the best quality parts and accessories at great prices at your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. Second shot for Gavitt, also good, 12-6. Now the pass down court by Tate Kimball is over the head of Wallio. So another empty possession here for the Mustangs. They can't be turning the ball over too many times here. They're going to find themselves behind here quickly. A minute to go. Fort Morgan, though, leads 12-6, first period. Look to get it out. And they do get it out to Ryan White. Now Boss with it into Gavitt. Knocked out of bounds. Nice job there by Eric Kimball. Knocking it away from Gavitt.
Ray O'Connor came over to double team as he's coming down. It was a good double team, see him cutting down. It's good defense by the Mustangs.
So steal on the inbounds play. Ray O'Connor in. His little layup is up and good for O'Connor. So Fort Morgan now up 14-6. With 30 seconds to go in the first period. Severinsen out to Boss. Boss right wing now passes it over to White out high. He drives it down the lane. His little left-handed layup is no good. Rebounded by Wallio. Eric Kimball underneath to O'Connor. Nice little layup there by O'Connor.
O'Connor's getting some good minutes right now.
10-point lead for the Mustangs here at the end of the first period. Shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Wallio with 2 seconds. Eric Kimball to hold the ball. So at the end of the first period, the Fort Morgan Mustangs lead the Elizabeth Cardinals 16-6 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs find themselves up 16-6, holding the Elizabeth Cardinals to just 1 field goal and 4 free throws. So nice defense by the Fort Morgan Mustangs here in the start of the game. Now Gavitt tries to drive it down. He kicks it back out to Aaron Stone. Now a 3 from deep is up and no good. Ball tipped around and taken finally by Joey Snyder. Snyder looks to get the ball out. He gets to Anderson. Now to Kimball. Kimball saves it, but only temporarily as it finally goes out of bounds. So a turnover by the Mustangs. Elizabeth to bring the ball in. They do get it in. Now jump stop shot is up and no good, but Gavitt right there for the rebound. Full court press by the Elizabeth Cardinals. Now Eric Kimball Now Joey Snyder from left for a three off the rim and no good. Rebounded though by Gavitt. Taken away by Anderson. Anderson's little left-handed layup is up and good. First 2 points of the night for Anderson. Now Severinsen from the right side underneath the Gavitt. Taking a jump ball. Nice job there by Joey Snyder. So possession to the Mustangs. The lob is coming into Gavitt. Joey Snyder kind of came from the backside and tied him up when Gavitt caught the ball. So did Joey Snyder. So Wes Anderson comes out. TJ Bauer into the game for the Mustangs.
Beautiful defense by the Mustangs. They're starting to frustrate the Elizabeth Cardinals.
And they're doing a good job on this fast break. Kimball for a three from the top is up and no good. Rebounded though by the Cardinals. Fort Morgan up 18-8, 6:35 to go, second period. It should have been a travel. They didn't call it on Elizabeth. Now a little jumper from the lane up, no good. Gavitt though for a shot up and no good. Looks like they probably could have called a foul on the Mustangs and didn't. Tate Kimball now, TJ Bauer, three from the right corner. His rainbow is up and no good. Rebounded though to Stone. Stone now to Christensen. Christensen drives it down the lane. His little layup is going to be up and good. So Tate Kimball to Eric Kimball, still in the back court. Now to Tony Swetzig. He gets it across half court. He gets it to TJ Bauer. Bauer's going to try another three. That's up and good for Bauer from the corner. 5 points on the night for Bauer. Fort Morgan up 11, 21-10. Now Severinsen gets it off to Christensen. He drives down the lane. His shot is going to be short. Rebounded to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball on the hustle. He gets it down court. Now TJ Bauer from the right corner again. His shot comes up short. Now Fort Morgan hustling, trying to get the ball back, but Elizabeth gets it up across half court. And now Bosch stops and pops for a three. His shot is no good. Rebounded though by Fort Morgan Mustangs. Tate Kimball slows it down here a little bit, gets it across half court. Now to Eric Kimball, they're going to slow it down here a little bit, make Elizabeth come out. Tate Kimball gets the ball back from Swetzig, now over to TJ Bauer. Bauer drives it into the lane, then packs it back out to Swetzig. Swetzig three is good from deep. 24-10 for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 4:48 to go. Swetzig was almost pro three there on that shot. Now Boss has it, kicks it off to Christensen. Christensen kicks it out to Severinsen. Ball taken away by Joey Snyder. Pass down court, but it's going to be tipped and taken away by Aaron Stone. They're going to get the ball to Christensen. Now another three from deep is no good by the Cardinals. Rebounded by Schneider. Now Tony Swetzig. Swetzig backs it out. Head coach Chad Unrein. Cross court to Tate Kimball. Fort Morgan up 24-10 with 4:05 to go in the second period. Eric Kimball over to Swetzig. Now to Tate Kimball in the left corner. That looks like that could have been a travel and not called on Tate. Now to Joey Schneider. Schneider to Eric Kimball. Kimball to Swetzig. Little jumper from the left side is up and no good. Tip up by Schneider is no good. Rebounded by Elizabeth. Trevor Boss brings the ball down court. He kicks it back out to Severinsen. He goes into the lane now, kicked back out to Christensen. He drives it down the lane. This shot is partially blocked, I think, but rebounded by Stone. They're going to have a foul called underneath. Let's see who they call it on.
They gave that to Swetzig. Maybe two on Swetzig. Looks like a good block from behind with Joey Schneider.
So Stone will go to the line to shoot two. With 3:26 to go, Elizabeth has nobody at the free throw line. Bringing in three new guys for the Cardinal. Eric Kimball comes out, Swetzig comes out. So Nate Gertner, Tolawalio into the game now for the Fort Morgan Mustangs with 3:26 to go, 24-11. Next shot is also good for Stone, so 4 points 5 points on the night for Stone. Tate Kimball now gets the ball up court. TJ Bauer in the corner gets it back out to Tate Kimball. Kimball to Joey Schneider to Gertner. Gertner kicks it out to Wallio. Now over to Tate Kimball out high on the right side. Now to Nate Gertner, 3-point on the left side. Now to Tate Kimball. Kimball gets it off to TJ Bauer. 3 minutes to go here. Second period. Now they're going to have a foul called on Elizabeth.
I think it's going to be on Weber. That'd be 2 on Weber.
It'd be on Weber. I don't know whether they're trying to foul to get the possession back, I guess. I don't know why you would foul that far out. They were way out away from the basket. Maybe try to get a steal on the inbounds, I guess. So Gertner looks to get it in. Gets it into Wallio down the lane. They're going to have a foul call. That would be 3 on Weber. As he runs into Wallio and knocks the ball away.
Looked like Wallio just turned at the right moment as he was going by, and they got Weber for the foul. And
so they're going to get Weber out of there, and Severinsen will come in for the Cardinals. Fort Morgan up 24-12 with 2:56 to go. Get into Gertner in the corner. Gertner drives it, now kicks it back to Bauer. Bauer for a 3 from the corner. Is up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded though to Stone. Now Boss over to Severinsen. Severinsen picks it up down to nice block by Joey Schneider on Severinsen's shot. Now to Tola Wallio down the court, and his layup is going to be no good, but he will go to the line to shoot 2.
that was a beautiful block by Joey Schneider, and just picked it right out, like picking a pocket right there, and just came down with the rebound.
It was a
good defense.
Beautiful. The foul, I did not see they gave it. I didn't see. They gave it to White, his first. First one is good for Wallio. His first point of the night, 25-12. So Tola with shot number 2, shot up and good also. So 26-12 for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 2:30 to go in the first half as Severinsen picks up his dribble now off to Trevor Boss. Boss drives it down the left lane, and he kicks it back out to Jake Boss. Now into Stone. His little jumper from the right side is going to be up and good for Stone. So 2:10 to go, 26-14. Tate Kimball now to Nate Gertner. Taken away by Trevor Boss. Shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to have a foul called. So we'll see where they put that on. They put that on Wallio, so his first. And that is White going to the line to shoot 2. Fort Morgan leading 26-14 with 1:59 to go. First period. First shot is up, or first half, excuse me. First shot is up and good. Christensen comes in, and Jake Boss goes out for Elizabeth. Henry Weimer comes in. Joey Schneider takes a seat for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So now Nate Gertner, Tola Wallio, Eric Kimball, Tate Kimball, and Henry Weimer into the game for the Mustangs as they lead 26-15. Now 26-16 as White's free throw is also good. Now Wallio in the back court to get it to Nate Gertner. Gertner gets it across half court as he is pressured. Gets it to Tate Kimball. Kimball for a 3. Oh, up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded to Weimer though. Up and in for Weimer. Nice rebound there by Weimer. So now Christensen gets it out to Boss. Boss's 3 is going to be good. First 3 of the night for the Cardinals. 28-19 with 1:30 to go first period. Eric Kimball to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball to Henry Weimer. Back to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball for a 3 off the rim and no good. Rebound will go to White with 1:19 to go first half. Boss cross court to White. Now underneath, and White up for a 3 is up and no good. Rebounded by Weimer. Then taken away by Elizabeth. Now Stewart shot it up and no good. Rebounded by Stone. His little left-hander is up and no good. They're going to call Weimer for a foul, and that's going to be 3 on Weimer. So Ray O'Connor will come into the game for Henry Weimer. And Stone will go to the line to shoot 2. Just could not quite get in position to get that rebound. First shot is going to be up and good for Stone. So Ray comes in for Henry. .3 seconds to go first half. Fort Morgan up 8, 28-20. Next shot is also good for Stone. Nice crowd here tonight for this game. A lot of students here tonight supporting the Mustangs. So Nate Gertner gets it to Tate Kimball. Kimball back to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball to Gertner. They're going to call Gertner for the travel. So a mistake there by Nate Gertner, though. Nice time to fill in here, though, for Gertner. Gertner is a sophomore, 5'7" sophomore. Getting a little advice here from the coach. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Pass up court to T.J. Bauer. Bauer's shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot, and that will go against Christensen. It'll be his first. So T.J. Bauer to go to the line to shoot 2. He made his first 2 in the first period. So we'll see if he can make next 2 here. That one is in and out, so no good on that one. Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for home improvement projects. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brushes, your one-stop shop for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Second shot also no good for Bauer. So Elizabeth, 28 seconds to go, brings the ball up court. They pass it around here, try to get it underneath the Stone. That's going to be out of bounds. Nice defense there by the Fort Morgan Mustangs with 21 seconds to go. Fort Morgan leading by 7, 28-21. Now full court pressure by the Elizabeth Cardinals. Fort Morgan gets it into Wallio. Gets it back to Tate Kimball. Still needed it across half court, and they're going to try and double team him. Now to Eric Kimball. Kimball to Ray O'Connor. Saves it to Wallio, though, with 9 seconds to go to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball into the lane. His little layup is up and good for Kimball with 2 seconds to go. Now court down court. Shot is going to be no good. So a nice job here at the end of the first half here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they're up 30-21 on B106 and B106.com. At Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nickel, where the halftime festivities are coming to a close here. We're within a minute here to start the second half. The Fort Morgan Mustangs up 30-21. And we will give you the updates again here as far as the games being made up that were missed last week. The Englewood game for the boys and girls will be next Thursday on the 15th. The Fort Morgan boys will be at Englewood, and that will be the game we will cover. The girls will be home to Englewood. The Weld Central game will be made up on the 17th, which is a Monday, and both of those games will be played here at Fort Morgan, with the girls game at 5:30, the boys game at 7. The next game, though, that we will have for you on B106 and B106.com will be Tuesday on the 11th, and that will be home with the boys and girls against Fort Lupton, with the girls at 5:30 and the boys at 7. So Fort Morgan here to start off the second half. Eric Kimball with the ball. Kicks it out to Swetsik. Swetsik now to Tate Kimball. Kimball to Joy Schneider. Schneider going to be called for a travel.
He took about 3 steps before he put the ball down on the court. He knew it, and then it kind of confused him, and he just kept going with it, and it was kind of a delayed call.
So Elizabeth with the ball up court as they get it to Boss. I'm sure they're going to try to look to Gavitt underneath. Wes Anderson on him. They pass the ball around on the outside as Christensen now drives it down the right sideline, gives it to Gavitt now underneath. Up and good for Stone. 7-point lead here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. pressure has come out a little bit. Nice layup. Oh, missed though by Anderson. Got to make those when you're in that close. Trevor Boss now, his shot is going to be up and good. There's also going to be a foul called. That will go against Eric Kimball, his first. But Boss will go to the line to shoot one. So the lead down to 5. Free throw is up and good by Boss. 6 points on the night for Boss. Tate Kimball, as he's double teamed at midcourt, gets it down into the lane. Now to Anderson. Anderson's shot is going to be up and partially blocked and taken away by Aaron Stone. Now to Boss. They get it up court to Christensen. Now cross court to Severinsen. Oh, almost taken away by Tate Kimball, but a three from the top is going to be up and good by Boss. So Elizabeth coming out here with a hot hand. Extending that defense out to half court. Now to Swetzik. Swetzik for a three. That is going to be up and no good. Rebounded though to Anderson. Now to Swetzik. He's going to try another three from the other side, and that is up and no good. Rebounded though to Wes Anderson. Foul is going to be called on Gavitt, I believe. It will be. That will be his first. So Wes Anderson will go to the line to shoot two. So Fort Morgan needs to get on the scoreboard here in the second half, as it's only a 1 point lead. First shot is up and good by Anderson. Second shot coming for Wes Anderson. And that shot is up and rolls in and good. So Fort Morgan gets off that 30-point mark. 3-point lead, 32-29. As Christensen now drives it down the left side, and his little layup is going to be short. Rebounded to Anderson, out to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball on the break. His layup is going to be, he left it short as there was pressure by Boss. Now Christensen across court to Trevor Boss. His three is going to be up and good. So Trevor Boss coming out on fire here. Nine points here in the third period for Boss already. Tate Kimball, a little jump from left side, up and no good. Pass out to Christensen. Now back to Boss. Boss for another three, up and no good. Rebounded. Fairly hit a support up above the basket, so Fort Morgan will retain the ball. It looks like Elizabeth will take a timeout here. A 30-second timeout. So we'll give you some sponsors here that are make it possible to bring these broadcasts to you. MMI International, before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They continually outperform our competitors hands down. Call them at 842-5161. Valley View Villa. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term, or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call them today, 867-8261. So the Fort Morgan Mustangs now with some pressure in the backcourt by the Cardinals. Tate Kimball looks to get the ball up. Gets it across court to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik now to Eric Kimball, back to Swetzik. Swetzik for a deep three. Up off the side of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Schneider. Eric Kimball lines up for a three. That's off and no good. Rebounded by Christensen. Christensen being guarded in the backcourt and I thought it was going to be taken by Eric, but he doesn't get it. Rebound down, layup no good. Rebounded by Gavitt. His going to go up and his shot is going to be blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Wes Anderson, so that will be 3 on Anderson. So that will send Gavitt to the line to shoot 2. So we have Anderson and Weimer each with 3, Swetzik with 2, Wallio with 1, and Schneider with 1. First shot by Gavitt is no good, so he still sits at 7 points. Wes Anderson comes out, TJ Bauer into the game for the Mustangs. So Gavitt, his shot is up and good. Now Tate Kimball with the ball, gets it up to Eric Kimball. Now to Tony Swetzik. Tony Swetzik, ends up throwing the ball away in front of the Mustang bench. So the Elizabeth Cardinals now ahead 33-32 with 4:40 to go, third period. As they're finding the range on their shots. Christensen down the lane, they're going to call a hold foul on Tony Swetzik. That'll be 3 on Tony. See if Coach Unrein pulls him. It doesn't seem to be. He just told Tony to play smart. You got to think of what you're doing. So Christensen to inbounds. They do get it into Stone. Stone across court to Boss. Boss back out to Severinsen as they hold the ball. TJ Bauer guarding. Now to Christensen. Christensen over to Trevor Boss out high on the left side. He tries driving down the lane. Now they get into Gavitt underneath the Stone. Nice give and go there by the Cardinals. 35-32 now for the Cardinals. And bad pass by Tate Kimball. Turnover there taken by the Cardinals. Now to Trevor Boss. It's going to go underneath the Stone. His little layup is up and good by Stone. And game getting away from the Mustangs here. Down 5. 37-32. The pressure defense here by the Cardinals causing some turnovers here for the Mustangs. Almost threw it away again, but Tony saves it. Now back to Tony. We're going to have a timeout called by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. It will be a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. Fort Morgan down 37-32 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel. As a foul has been called on Weber, that will be his 4th. So they're going to get Gavitt back into the game for Weber. Weber's having a little discussion with the official, and the official's not thinking too much of that conversation. Get it into TJ Bauer in the corner. Bauer for a 3 is up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded to Schneider. TJ Bauer lines up for another 3. That one is up and no good. Rebounded by Boss. Now taken away by, let's see who controls it at the end. Out of bounds finally at the other end, but last touch by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, according to the referee, on the end line. Now they look to get the ball in and do. Now a 3 from Christensen, up and no good. Rebounded by Schneider, but knocked away by Boss. Now they're going to call a foul on Schneider. That will be 2 on Joey. So 2 team fouls right now on the Elizabeth Cardinals, 4 on the Mustangs. Elizabeth gets it in. Christensen now to get it over to Boss. They look to get it underneath, and they do to Gavitt. Gavitt's little jumper is up and good from the right side. Now Tony Swetzik back to Tate Kimball. TJ Bauer now to Kimball, over to Swetzik underneath to Joey Schneider. His pass is going to be taken away by Gavitt. She takes it down court. Taken away by Tate Kimball. Kimball loses control of it. Now he gets it and ends up throwing the ball away. So Brian Almanza looks like he will be coming in. Henry Weimer to come in. Looks like Joey Schneider will come out and Tate Kimball will take a little breather here for the Mustangs. So now White gets it into Severinsen. Fort Morgan down 7, 39-32. Hands it off to White. White drives it down. It's taken away. Nice defense there by Henry Weimer to knock that pass down. Brian Almanza brings the ball up. He looks to get it to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to Eric Kimball in the corner. Now Henry Weimer needs to go up with it. He has it knocked out of his hands. He tries to go up with it. White takes it down the court. His shot is going to be up and no good, and he is fouled on the play. And that is White. And they called on Brian Almanza. His first, so White will go to the line to shoot 2. ACIs proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for just any old frozen water. Get ACIs. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. First shot was up and good by White. Standing at the line, looking at the rim. Next one up and off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Tony Swetzik hustles the ball down court. He pulls it back out to Eric Kimball, down to Almanza. Gets off to TJ Bauer. Bauer in the corner for a 3, and that's one good by Bauer. So finally getting some points on the board here. It's only 5 points here in the third period for the Mustangs. They're down 5, 40-35. Now Christensen left wing. He drives it down the lane. Taken away though by Tony Swetzik. Now to Almanza. Almanza gets it back to Swetzik. Swetzik gets it over to Eric Kimball out high on the right side. Now back to Almanza. The minute 13 to go here in the third period. Cross court to TJ Bauer. Bauer for a 3, up and no good. Rebounded by Kimball. His shot up and no good. Oh, careful now, Weimer. Get the push, and they'll end up calling a foul, and you end up with a jump ball, so the ball will go to Elizabeth with a minute 3 to go here in the third period. Elizabeth up 40-35. So now Severinsen with the ball, gets the ball across half court. We're under a minute now, third period, 55 seconds to go. Severinsen into the corner to White. White now to Gavitt out high. Gets it to Christensen. He tries to drive down the right side, backs it out to the corner, and brings it back up to the right wing. 39 seconds to go. Severinsen hands it off to White. 30 seconds here in the third period as they back it out. Now cross court to Christensen. Looks like they're going to hold for the last shot. Swetzik comes out on Christensen. Now he hands it off to White. Almanza guarding White. Now he's going to go. He kicks it off to Severinsen with 12 seconds. 10 seconds. Now to Gavitt. His shot is going to be up and good by Gavitt. So we have 5 seconds. Eric Kimball to get the ball in. Eric Kimball gets it back. And decides not to take a shot. So at the end of the third period, the Fort Morgan Mustangs are down 42-35. On B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel. Start of the fourth period. Fort Morgan down 42-35. Only scored 4. They were outscored 21-5 in that third period. Eric Kimball to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson drives it down the lane, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds off of the Elizabeth Cardinals. So Tony Swetzik, the inbounds for the Mustangs. As Almanza still into the game for the Mustangs. They get it to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball now to take Kimball from the corner, and it is up and no good. Rebounded by Gavitt. Now he hands it off to Severinsen, gets it back to Stone underneath the Gavitt. His shot is going to be up and no good. And his shot is going to be blocked, but they're going to call a foul. Let's see who they put that on. It's going to go against Kimball. It will go against Eric Kimball. That is his second. That'll send Gavitt to the line to shoot 2. His first shot is up and good. So we'll see what he does here with shot number 2. 43-35 now for the Cardinal. No good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. He gets it to take Kimball. Kimball to Brian Almanza. Almanza gets across half court, being double teamed. Now take Kimball to Eric Kimball in the left corner. Eric Kimball to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik for a 3 is off the rim and no good. Eric Kimball takes a tough fall to the floor, but he gets right up. Off of Elizabeth and out of bounds. So nice lob pass into Kimball, but he misses the shot. Rebounded to the Elizabeth Cardinals. Taken away by Brian Almanza. Pass is blocked, but Tate Kimball gets it back now to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball down the lane. It's tipped away by Boss from the backside. Now Gavitt going down the lane. His shot is going to be up and good. So a 10-point lead here for the Elizabeth Cardinals with 6:45 to go, fourth period. Gavitt tries to steal the ball, but he was out of bounds on the far side. Now Tolawario comes in for Eric Kimball. So Brian Almanza with the ball back court, being guarded by White. Gets the double team now to Wallio. Back to Almanza. Out high now. He gets the double team back to Wallio. Wallio drives it down the right baseline and taken away by Gavitt. So Fort Morgan here turning the ball over here in the second half. It's costing them points every time they turn the ball over. Find themselves down 10 with 6:15 to go, fourth period. And Elizabeth's just to hold the ball. Fort Morgan will have to go out, and they're going to call a foul on Wallio. His second. So 16 fouls on the Fort Morgan Mustang. Now they're saying there's 7. So that will send Trevor Boss to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Trevor Boss hit his only free throw so far. That one is up and good, so he will earn another one. Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. They have the financial solutions for you. That one is in and out, off the hands of Weber and out of bounds. So Fort Morgan to take possession of the ball. Eric Kimball and TJ Bauer come in for the Mustangs. Tola Wallio and Brian Almanza come out for the Mustangs.
Mustangs going back with their starters, the starting 5.
So Tate Kimball with the ball back court as Elizabeth ends up stealing the ball, gets it tapped away. Now White with a layup is up and good. So now Tate Kimball with the ball looks to get out as they're double teaming the Mustangs, get it out to Bauer. Bauer gives it to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson's layup is up and no good. So there'll be a foul called on the Elizabeth Cardinals. And that will go against number 33, Stone. That is his first. So Wes Anderson will go to the line to shoot 2. His first shot is up and good for Anderson. Rural Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies in G Sweets Bakery offering cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. Pair with your favorite coffee, lattes, or smoothie favorite flavors. And you are set. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturday 7 until 4. Next shot was also up and good by Anderson. As Elizabeth gets the ball down court and a foul is called on the Mustangs.
It's going to be now number 5, Bauer.
On Bauer, his first. That will send Stone to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. His first free throw is off the rim and no good, but rebounded to Weber. Now to Trevor Boss, left side. 3 is up and no good. Rebounded to Anderson, to TJ Bauer. Oh, his bounce pass was wide of Eric Kimball and out of bounds. So another turnover here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, down 11, 48-37 with 5.5 minutes to go, fourth period. Trevor Boss looks to get it in as the Mustangs put on full court pressure. Ball is knocked out of bounds by TJ Bauer as he and Weber go up together for it. So a 30-second timeout here is going to be called by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Early Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Early Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Early Toyota East. So Bob, what's the turnover looking like here in the second half?
Well, the turnovers, the Mustangs have 8, and the Cardinals have 5. That makes 17 for the game, and compared to 12 for the Cardinals. It's just the turnovers that they're creating now are costly ones because every possession counts. They only have 11. They're down by 11, and they can't afford to have any turnovers that are going to amount to points because that just takes time off the clock and valuable seconds.
They've been outscored 7-2 here in the fourth period. Lobbing underneath to try to get it into Gavitt, taken away by Wes Anderson. Knocked away by Trevor Boss. They need to get it across half court, and they do to T.J. Bauer. Layup by Eric Kimball is up and no good. Rebound. Let's see who they call it on. They're going to give that to
Anderson, I believe. He came flying in there from nowhere.
So they will shoot another 1-and-1. I believe that is Anderson. It was 4 on Anderson. So that is Christensen that will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Christensen with 2 points on the night.
That's a couple of layups for Eric Kimball that he's kind of came up short on there, wide open layups.
So Christensen is 93% from the free throw line, but he misses on that one. Rebounded to Tony Swetzik, gets it to Tate Kimball with 5 minutes to go. Fort Morgan down 48-37. Eric Kimball kicks it out to Swetzik. Swetzik for a 3. Looks good from here, and it is. Swetzik with 9 points on the night, all 3-pointers. Now a steal by the Mustangs. Little layup is up and no good by Swetzik, but the cleanup by Eric Kimball is good. So a 6-point game here now, but they're going to call a basket. A foul on the basket by Gavitt. They're going to give that to T.J. Bauer. And Gavitt will go to the line to try to get the 3-point play, 50-42. Just when you think Fort Morgan's got this under control a little bit, they make a mistake here. Gavitt starting to rack up some points here. Now Fort Morgan gets the ball in. Christensen guarding Tate Kimball. Gets it to Bauer. Now to Kimball. Kimball to Anderson, to Eric Kimball from the right side. His 3 is up and good for Eric Kimball. Closes it to 51-45. The Cardinals get it into White. Now to Gavitt. Gavitt's shot is going to be up and good. So Elizabeth breaking that full court press with ease right at the moment. Fort Morgan with the ball across half court. Kimball to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball shot is going to be blocked by Gavitt. It should have been a kick ball by T.J. Bauer. Elizabeth with the ball just shy of mid-court. Elizabeth leading 53-45. Joey Schneider back into the game for Wes Anderson. 3:49 and counting here, fourth period. Fort Morgan down 8. That little jumper from the side is up and no good by Severinsen. Pass is stolen, and there looked like a good block by Schneider, but they're going to call the foul on Joey Schneider. That'll be his 3rd, and that will send Gavitt to the line again. He will shoot 2 this time. Gavitt from the free throw line is 76%, 87 of 114. He does make the first. Second shot by Gavitt is also good. Get it into Joey Schneider, back to Eric Kimball as he brings it up across half court. Now to Tate Kimball. Kimball back to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to Bauer, right wing, now to Eric Kimball. His shot is going to be up and no good. Tipped away by Swetzik. Nice job there by Swetzik. He gets it out to Eric Kimball. Kimball drives it down the lane. His little shot is going to be up and good. And foul on the play. Let's see who they put the foul on. That is going to be on Severinsen. Only his first. 10 team fouls on the Mustangs, only 4 on Elizabeth here in the second half. So Eric Kimball for the free throw line. It is absolutely good. So Elizabeth the inbounds baseline with the Mustangs with full court pressure. Get it over to White. They have not crossed mid-court yet. White being guarded now throws it off to Christensen. They get it up court to Weber. Now to White, and he drives it down the lane. That should be off of him. Oh, I thought it was off
his knee.
I thought it was off of White, and they're going to give it
off
to
of his leg.
They're going to give that to Elizabeth Cardinals. Elizabeth is going to call a timeout, so we'll take one with them. Elizabeth up 55-48 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, 2:54 to go. Elizabeth gets it in, then it is knocked out by Fort Morgan. So White to inbounds to the right of their basket. They get it into Gavitt, now to Boss, down to the corner to White. Back out to Christensen, out high on the left side, excuse me. Now ball is going to be, should be Fort Morgan ball, and it is. Tipped out of bounds by Stone. So Eric Kimball to inbounds. He gets it into Tate Kimball. 2:41 to go. Fort Morgan down 7, 55-48. Now to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik drives down. His shot is going to be up and no good. Rounded to Gavitt. Oh, he dishes it off to Stone. Now to Boss. Into the corner to Christensen. Back to Boss. Boss gets it back. Looked like he was going to line up for a three and he didn't take it. Now Stone hands it off to Christensen, now to Boss. His shot is up and no good. But the little backhanded layup by Stone is his first two of the fourth period. TJ Bauer now for a three from the left side, no good. Rebounded to Tony Swetzik with 1:57 to go. Tate Kimball, they're going to call a reach foul on Gavitt. Only his second, only the 15th foul on Elizabeth. So no shooting fouls yet for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
We lost the
scoreboard again. I don't remember this year that we've had this kind of problem with the scoreboard. I don't know what.
It's got to be a loose connection in the wiring somewhere from the panel down at the scores table to the board. Both of them are going off at the same time. So
it's a problem from the clock itself, from the control. So now they're playing a little Jeopardy music here and see if they can figure out what the problem is. They've got the home and guests back up. The score, and now they've got them back up. They're going to have to see if they can get this taken care of before next Tuesday.
Pretty good technology. Lose the scoreboard, it comes right back and never miss a second or the score of the game.
You know, it used to be that would happen and everything would be zeros. They'd have to figure out where they were. So now Fort Morgan with the ball in court. Eric Kimball from the left side gets it to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to Tate Kimball to Bauer. But it was tipped out of bounds by Trevor Boss. So TJ to inbounds in front of the Morgan bench. Somebody needs to cut, and they do get it to Eric Kimball. Eric Christensen to Tate Kimball from the corner. Kimball's shot is off the backboard and no good. Rebounded and saved up court by Christensen. Now they're going to call him for the travel. 1:34 to go. Fort Morgan down 9, 57-48. So the Fort Morgan Mustangs have done a decent job keeping the Elizabeth Cardinals from their average of 73 points, but still behind 57-48. Tony Swetzik for a three, up and no good. Rebounded by Stone. Going to be down court to Christensen. His little layup is going to be up and good. 1:14 to go. Elizabeth up 11, 59-48. Now to Wes Anderson, left side. Left wing, he gets it to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik fires for a three, and air ball, rebounded by Christensen. Now Fort Morgan steals the ball underneath to Sweatzik. His shot is blocked, and Anderson gets it. His shot is going to be blocked, but there's going to be a foul called on the block, and the foul is going to be on 33. That will be Stone, his second. So that will send Wes Anderson to the line to shoot 2. Wes is 4 of 4 so far tonight from the free throw line. And on the year, Wes is 73%, 35 of 48 from the free throw line. His first shot is up and good for Mr. Anderson. 10-point game with 51.1 seconds to go. Joey Schneider at the scorer's table, ready to come in if Wes makes this shot. That shot is also good by Anderson. One thing about his free throws, there's no arch on that thing. It just a straight shot and crawls over the edge and goes in.
I was going to say something about that, and I just thought maybe it was this way I was seeing it, but he just puts on a row.
Now a steal by the Mustangs, then taken back by Elizabeth with 45 seconds to go. To Stone, now to White. White's shot is going to be up and good. So they're back up by 11 with 34 seconds to go. Tate Kimmel to the basket. His shot is up and no good, but knocked out of bounds by Fort Morgan. So White to inbounds, Fort Morgan with a full court press. And now Fort Morgan will take a full timeout, so we'll take one with them with 28.9 seconds to go. Fort Morgan down 11 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Bob Richardson, 28.9 seconds to go. Elizabeth looking to get the ball in, and finally do get it into Gavitt with 27 seconds to go, taken away by Fort Morgan. Tate Kimball with it back in the front court, down the lane. He's going to take it up, and no foul called. Shot is no good. Now they're going to call a foul on the rebound. They don't call a foul on the layup. They're going to call that on Eric Kimball. That will be his third. So we'll see who they send to the line. That will put Stone to the line to shoot 2. Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. They have the financial solutions for you. First shot is up and good by Stone. Second shot coming up here for Aaron Stone. Net is also good. 15 seconds to go. Tate Kimball, Eric Kimball now loses the ball. Now Tate Kimball with it. Taken and then lost out of bounds by Fort Morgan. So 6.4 seconds to go. Nice effort by the Mustangs tonight, but going to come up short here in the game here to Elizabeth as they get it in to Stone as they dribble it out with 1 second to go. And Fort Morgan Mustangs, you say, going to come up short tonight, 63-50. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and be back with a halftime show on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nickel. The Mustang postgame show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is a tough part nowadays. But when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. Well, a game that started out well for the Mustangs as they led 30-21 at half. Got away from them here in the second half as they go down by 13, 63-50 to the Elizabeth Cardinals. Scoring for the Elizabeth Cardinals tonight, Boss with 13, White with 7, Christensen with 4, Stone with 17, and Gavitt with 22. So he was right at his average. His average is 23.5. So he came alive, only had 7 at halftime. So he picked it up in the second half. For the Fort Morgan Mustangs, T.J. Bauer with 8, Tola Walia with 2, Tony Swesick with 9, Tate Kimball with 4, Ray O'Connor with 4, Wes Anderson with 8, and Eric Kimball with 13, and Henry Weimer with 2 for the Fort Morgan's 50 points.
Yeah, the Mustangs, I would like to say that the Mustangs hurt them tonight, but they only had 18 turnovers, and the Elizabeth Cardinals only had 17. So it was kind of pretty even in the turnover ratio. They tied for the rebounds, Mustangs with 30, and so did the Elizabeth Cardinals. The leading rebounder for the Cardinals was Stone and Gavitt with 10 apiece, followed by Boss, Boss with 3, Severson and Christensen with 2, and Weber with 2, and then White with 1. For the Mustangs, the leading rebounder was Snyder with 10, Anderson with 7, Kimball with 6, Weimer with 3, Wallio 2, rounded out with Bauer and Tate Kimball with 1 apiece. The Mustangs were up 30-21 at half. Then they were outscored 21-5 in the third, followed by 21-15 in the fourth. That just really kind of hurt them. They came out and Elizabeth just kind of came out and dominated the third period with the Mustangs just only putting up 5 points in the third, and that really hurt the Mustangs. And it wasn't they were getting the Elizabeth Cardinals were getting points off of turnovers at that point, because there was only 5 turnovers in the third period for the Mustangs and only 3 for the Elizabeth Cardinals. Those points that came in the third period, 21 for the Cardinals, those were earned and weren't necessarily on the turnovers. The Cardinals came out and played more aggressive defense in the second half. Just knocked the rhythm out of the Mustangs in the second half for their defense and their offense. And it was a heartbreaking loss. They thought they were going to play them good ball and keep Gavitt under check. It hurts that nobody hit their average for the Mustangs tonight. Everybody was kind of low below their average. And normally the third and the fourth period is when the Mustangs really come out and are on fire. Yeah. It just didn't happen tonight. 20 points in the second half compared to 41 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was a game that the Mustangs held Elizabeth under their average of 73 points, but the Fort Morgan Mustangs they were just under their average. Their average is 53, but you've got to when they come out and pressure like that, you've got to be able to move the ball and break that pressure, and they weren't able to do that in the second half as Elizabeth extended that defense out. As soon as Fort Morgan was coming across half court, they were double teaming out there and putting a lot of pressure on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So on with the season. The boys and girls will play Tuesday night here at home against Fort Lupton. The girls game at 5:30, the boys game at 7, and we will have both those games here on B106 and B106.com. As far as free throws for each team, the Cardinals were 20 of 28 for 71%. The Fort Morgan Mustangs shot 84% from the free throw line. They were 11 of 13 from the free throw line. They'll just have to, Fort Lupton is a team that Fort Morgan could not handle earlier in the year. They lost to them 72-57. So another revenge game here for the Mustangs, I guess, if you want to call it that. Going to try get as many wins here because they're getting down close to the end of the season and seeding for playoffs. If you want to get into the playoffs, you got to start winning these games at home, and there's not many left in the season. So
it seems like that we just got in foul trouble early, and then we just had to play lax. We just couldn't pressure defense like the Mustangs like to do, pressure defense, when your starters Snyder, Anderson, and Kimball and Sweatzik are all in foul trouble. It's kind of hard to play aggressive when you got it on the back of your mind. You can't careless fouls, and usually when you're playing the pressure defense is when you'll get the careless fouls. It's in the eyes of the refs, and tonight the fouls went against the Mustangs.
Yep, so I guess we'll go ahead and close out this broadcast tonight. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Michaela Clipper. For Bob Richardson, I'm Brian Nickel. The final scores on the doubleheader tonight. The girls went down 68-33. The boys lost 63-50. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com.
I would like to say one thing. Sorry,
Okay.
Brian. I'd like to say one thing before we get off the air. My daughter's listening in California, and she's going to give me my first grandchild this weekend. She's already starting in her labor, and I just want to wish her luck. And
congratulations.
Thanks for making me a proud grandpa.
Yeah.
Thank you, and good night, everybody.